My name is Teacher Tiffany, and welcome to Campa Cambodia. Can you say Akuncharan? Akuncharan. This is my son Atlas, and for today's video, I just wanted to do kind of a day in the life video of what it's like to be working with VIPKID and living in Cambodia at the same time. So come on! So because I live in Cambodia, my time difference to Beijing is only an hour, and that's where the majority of my students live. And so my day teaching them, usually I will teach them straight from 5 p.m. to about 8 p.m., which is about 6 p.m., 9 p.m. their time. So that's great in that way. So my day usually starts at about 4 p.m. So during that time, my awesome husband takes over watching our son, and I get to go down, or I get to have just a little bit of a break before my class, which is at 5, and so I come into the kitchen and I usually get myself something to drink or a snack, or sometimes I even make dinner for myself at about 4. And then I head down to the office and prepare. So here we go. So here is our office, and this is my little corner that I've made just specifically kind of for VIPKID. So I just kind of wanted to point out a couple of the things that I like to have in the background. So for VIPKID, they really like it if your background is either kind of just a plain background, or if you have something educational, like a map, so you can have like a world map. Or you can have a whiteboard or something like that to kind of use. I like to use my background a lot in the class, so I'll point out a couple of things that I have. So because it is Christmas season, I like to do this Christmas tree reward, and so every time I feel like a student is listening really well, or they've worked really, really hard to understand a slide, and they've really persevered through the lesson, I'll give them a reward, and so in this case it's an ornament, so they get to help me decorate my Christmas tree, and so they get little things like that. It has like a magnet on the back, so it's just really simple, so I just put that up there. Thing that I have for another reward system that I do for my older students, anytime I do a traveling lesson or something, I have colorful cards that they can pick from, and so this is for my more advanced students. They pick a color, and then we get to fly all around the United States. So if they pick purple, we go to Nebraska, or if they picked blue, we go to Texas, or something like that. So they seem to really like that too, and it's very interactive for them as well, and they get to learn about the different states in the United States, so that's fun for them as well. And then another thing I have too is just a little whiteboard with my student's name on it. So my last student that I taught, her name was Olivia, and so sometimes with my older students too, or with my students that are a little bit more advanced, I ask them, can you spell your name? And so they do that, and they actually really like that. It makes them feel like That time with them is just very one-on-one, when they get to see their name behind me. And so something else that I do is I have these leaves. So with students that I have a lot, so like this boy Jerry, I've taught, I don't know, like 8 times already. And so every time I teach him now, I tell him, you know, every time I see you, I'm going to give you a little sticker. So he gets little smiley face stickers on his name. And so the same with Alan and Tom. And so I have a couple of others that I need to put up there and kind of update my tree a little bit now too. So that's exciting too, and it gets to that's also good for you as a teacher because it encourages the students to want to book you more. So that's kind of another way, giving them another incentive. Besides your great teaching skills, they get a sticker every time they book you for a teacher. So those are some things that I have just kind of in the background. And then this is my computer, my pillows, which are very important because my back hurts. So I'll transition now and kind of show you what the child sees when they have a class with me.
Hello and welcome to my classroom. So this is what the student sees when they take a class with me, and as you can see I have all of the props that I use right behind me, and then I wanted to kind of show you some more little props that I use throughout the class. So some things that I bought before I started with VIPKID are these flashcards. So I have ABC flashcards and number flashcards, and so flashcards are very helpful because it just gives something that's more concrete and tangible when you're teaching letters and numbers to the students. So those are great. Some other things that I have are just these little finger puppets. So I use these for a couple of lessons. I use them for, there's a whole unit that talks about families. So I use these when talking about families in that unit. I also use them for possessive adjectives. And so, you know, I might say his bicycle or something. So that kind of gives just a little helping hand and kind of teaching that to the student. Another thing that I find to be really helpful is my little notebook, and so this I have with me every class, and I use it I write the student's name down that I'm teaching, and then I write some of the things that we went over that day in class. I write some things that they struggled in and some things that they did really well in. And so this helps me not only just for my next class with them, but it also helps me at the end of the class. VIPKID would like you to fill out a feedback form. And so it's just a short little form about what you did with the child that day. And so this is a really easy way to just kind of fill out the form. You already have the notes there with you. So I would suggest one of these during class as well. And then another thing is just a whiteboard. And so I actually have a couple of these floating around that I use. And so these are really helpful if I need to expand a little bit of an idea. So when we're conjugating verbs and things, I write it down so they get kind of more of a visual that maybe the slide doesn't offer. If I'm doing another reward system, so sometimes we'll make a face together or something as part of their reward system, so they like that. And so yeah, or if I need to like draw a picture or something to kind of give them another visual. So these are really great to use, and I do have a couple, so I would suggest maybe just buying a couple of these too. So on occasion, I do teach younger students sometimes, and so VIPKID, the students, the age range is from 4 to 12, and so with the younger students who are about 4 to 6, this is kind of a new avenue of learning for them to be online, and then also to learn with a native English speaker. And so because of that, they can come to class kind of timid and just a little bit apprehensive. And so what I use is to kind of combat that a little bit is my little puppet. And so this also is helpful too if I'm trying to have just simple conversation. So if I'm asking, what's your name, or something, and they don't quite understand, or their English ability is not quite there, I can act it out with the puppet, and then they can catch on to what I'm saying. So, I'll usually say, "Hi, hello, what is your name?" And then the puppet goes, "My name is Elle." "Hi, Elle, nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you. What is your name?" So, and then it kind of helps do a little barrier. Sometimes I'll even have the puppet teach the slides as well. So I think they find it just a little bit less intimidating if I'm doing it. So just to kind of have one of those on hand too is very helpful. So if you think that VIPKID would be a good fit for you, you can use my referral code down below to apply and get more information about it. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, and I would be happy to answer you. And so just thank you so much just for allowing me to share just my day in the life experience with you. I've got class in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to just hop onto the website and kind of prepare myself for my classes tonight. So thank you so much. Akoncharan!